Hi everyone, welcome again to my channel. This is Alistair Apalit alias Emma Watson. So welcome to my channel. Okay, so this day we are going to learn more about mathematics. So we will just continue about the common monomial factoring or something related to factoring. So before anything else, let me shout out section Bigonia, Lilac, Gladiola Magnolia. Hello, grade 7 students under Mrs. Emmy Dehega. Okay. Hi, Ma'am Emmy Dehega. Thank you for watching and please subscribe my channel and kindly share it, okay, to your friends and even to your co-teachers. Another shout out ko lang, the grade 7, Azucena, Sampaguita, Sunflower, and grade 8 Manga under Mrs. Holly Jane Mata. So please, again, please like, share, and subscribe this channel. And also, Mrs. Dagpin. Hello, Ma'am Marie Dagpin. Shout out ko lang yung kanyang section, advisory class from 7 Tulip. Okay, so please do not forget to subscribe my channel, click like, and if you have some requests, then post it on the comment section. And lastly, to my beloved grade 8 teacher, before, until now, she is my co-teacher already in the school where I am working on rather. So shout out ko lang yung section niya, grade 8 Granada, grade 8 Marang, section Manzanas, and section Atis. Okay, so under Miss Jocelyn Gonzalez, ang single na gwapa nga teacher or co-teacher na ako from Davao City National High School. Okay, so once again, welcome to my channel. Mabuhay tayong lahat. Let's love math. Okay, math is fun. Math is interesting. Math is easy. Okay, so much for that. Let's go over with our discussion about factoring. Okay, so again, do not forget to subscribe my channel, share my channel, and like my channel. I like the videos that I am uploading in this channel. And aside from that, if you have some requests to discuss some topics in mathematics, then do not be hesitant to post it on my comment section below. Okay, so now going back to our main focus in this video. Last time, we just had a discussion about the greatest common factor and then the greatest common, not greatest common monomial factor. So we will, I'll share first the uh, the screen, what I mean, the PowerPoint presentation. So okay, let's have a blast. So now last time we talked about how to find the GCF and we discussed that GCF is the greatest common factor, and to get or to find your GCF, all you have to do is just to list all the factors between the two given numbers. Then after that, list all the factors, encircle their common factor, and then the biggest number that appears in both numbers will be the greatest common factor. That's how we do the greatest common factor. Another thing also, we discuss about the how to get or how to find the GCMF of two or more monomials. GCMF, again, once again, when we say GCMF, sorry, I really have to loud my voice because it's very noisy outside. So now going back, when we say GCMF, what does it mean? When we say GCMF, that means greatest common monomial factor. So as a recap, a short recap about the GCMF, to find the GCMF or the greatest common monomial factor of two or more monomials, here are the steps. How do we find it? The first step is, of course, first we have to find the GCF of the coefficients, which I discussed already last time. So first get the GCF of the coefficients. When we say coefficients, that refers to the numerical coefficients of the expressions or polynomials. Another thing also, find, or the next step or step number 2, Find the largest power of each variable that is common to all the monomials. So for the variables, after getting the GCF of the numerical coefficients, then you will, if there is a variables, yes, you're going to find the largest power of each variable that is common to all the monomials. Then the GCMF, again, the GCMF is equal to the product of GCF of coefficients and common monomial or common variable factors rather. Again, the GCMF, this one, the GCMF is equal to the product of GCF, the product of GCF of coefficients and common variable factors. How to get the common variable factors again? Find the least a variable that has a least degree. That's how we get their common variable factor. Okay, that's how we do the GCMF. So this is just a recap. So I hope you will not forget the steps. Okay, so one thing in mathematics, so that you will be good in mathematics, try to remember the steps. Apply the steps, have some drills, then you will just shock later on that you are already good in math. Wow, amazingly. Who wants to be good in math? I want still. Okay, let's have an example. Find the GCMF of 12x squared and 18x. How do we do how to find the GCMF of 12x squared and 18x? Are you ready? So I guess you are. So first we are going to look for the GCF of the coefficients. So what is the GCF of 12 and 18? Obviously, it's 6. Why 6, sir? 12. Remember 12? List all the factors of 12. 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. And then for 18, you have 2, 3, 6, and 18. Then encircle their common factors, the biggest common factors, the biggest number. So that is considered as their GCF. That's why our GCF of the coefficients is 6. Okay, can you follow? Yes, I guess you are. So next step is we will get the common variable or variables. And as you can see, the variable being used in here is only x. We use only x here, x and x on the other side, x squared and x. Therefore, the least degree, which has which has a least degree, x squared or x? Of course, it's x because the degree of x is 1. So that's why our common variable is x. That's it. That's the reason. Therefore, our GCMF in here, in this given, the GCMF is 6x. Where did we get it? From the coefficient 6 and from the common variable, which is x. That's why GCMF is 6x, or the greatest common monomial factor is 6x. Got it? I hope you do. Okay, let's have another example. Sorry, another example. Find the GCMF of 21x squared and 35x to the power of 5. How do you get the GCMF of these two expressions or monomial expressions? Again, we will think, or we will look for the coefficients 21 and 35. What do you think? What is the GCF of 21 and 35? The GCF of the coefficients. It's very good. 7 who got it correct. Okay, very good. Say hi to those who got it correct. Who got the correct answer rather. So the GCF of coefficients is 7. So now, next is the common variable. So which has a common variable? So we have x squared and x to the power of 5. Therefore, what's their common? Which has the least degree? X squared or x to the power of 5? So what do you think? Okay, what's your guess? We have a guest. Okay. What's your guess, class? Let's see. Okay, so our common variable factors, as I mentioned, x squared and 35. What I mean, x squared and x to the power of 5. So now, which one has the least degree? Is it x squared or x to the power of 5? It's obviously x squared or 2x, or shall I say x squared. Therefore, our GCF of coefficients is 7 and our common variable factors is x squared. So we can say that the GCMF, or the greatest common monomial factor, is 7x squared. Got it? I hope you got it. So easy, right? Very, very easy. So chicken teacher, yes, it's easy. As long as you know or you can remember the steps. If you forgot to memorize, or yeah, if you forgot the steps, then it will be difficult for you to get the factors or the GCMF, or the greatest common monomial factor. So easy, right? So you want more? Okay, let's see. Let's proceed to our next slide. Okay, this one, another example. 24x squared y cubed and 36x cubed y. So how will you do it? So what is now? First step, write the GCF of the numerical coefficient, or the GCF of the coefficients, 24 and 36. So which one? Very good. 12 is their GCF. What about the common variable? Okay. The common variable, it states here 2x or x squared and 1y or y. Why? Why, teacher? Sometimes instructions are not really clear. Okay, let's try to start with, of course, 24 and 36, their GCF is 12. X squared, this one, and x cubed on the other side, of course, which has the least degree? X squared or x cubed? Of course, the x squared. That's why it states here x, 2x. Or shall I say x squared? Because x squared is smaller than x cubed, obviously. The other one, what about for y? We are not only using one variable in here. In the expression, we use how many variables? 2, x and y. For y, we have y cubed and y. We all know that y has a power of 1. So which has which of which has the least or smallest degree? Exactly, that's y, or 1y. Therefore, our common variable factors in here is x squared y. So we already have the GCF of the coefficients and also the common variable factors. So our GCMF now is what? Very good, 12x squared y. Did you get it? Yes, I know you got it. So now we can conclude, class, that we are going to use the GCMFS. What I mean is the GCMF to factor quadratic expressions. So what are quadratic expressions? Later on, you will discuss that one. We will just limit our discussion with the GCMFs. Later on, maybe in the next video, we can discuss about factor quadratic expressions when you are done already with the basic concept of factoring. As of this moment, I want you to focus on the common monomial factoring. So again, we are going to use the GCMF to factor quadratic expressions. So factoring out the GCMF is the inverse, or yeah, the inverse of the distributive property. Remember the distributive property of multiplication in grade 7 lesson? So that is, or GCMF is the inverse of the distributive property. So factoring out the GCMF, or the greatest common monomial factor, is the inverse of the distributive property. So take down note of that. So I guess we can now proceed to our next slide. Do not forget the steps in getting the GCMF. So now, so if you know already how to get your GCMF or the greatest common monomial factor. It's so awkward when I mention the word GCMF, greatest common monomial factor. So now, again, after knowing the GCMF or the greatest common monomial factor, then we can already use the common monomial factoring in factoring the polynomial expressions having common factors. So this time we can now focus on the common monomial factoring. So sorry, the dogs wants to react with the common monomial factoring. So again, after knowing how to how to get or to find the GCMF or the greatest common monomial factor, then we can do the common monomial factoring. Okay, so how do we use or when to use common monomial factoring? Okay, take down notes. You can only use common monomial factoring when the expressions have, or each terms in the expression or in a polynomial expression has common factors. Or shall I say they have GCF or GCMF. Again, you can only use common monomial factor when your expressions or polynomial expressions or have or has a greatest common factor or greatest common monomial factor. So if they have GCF or GCMF, then we can use the common monomial factoring. Are you ready? Okay, so the steps are there. How do we do the common monomial factoring? Of course, the first thing that we're going to do, check if if each terms of the expression or polynomial expressions has greatest common factor or GCF, or shall I say GCMF. So if they have, then you can get its GCMF. That's the step one, get the GCMF. Step two, divide the GCMF to each terms in the polynomial expression given. Divide the GCMF to each terms of the polynomial expression. That's step number two. And step number three, class, write then the polynomial as the product of the GCMF and the result from the step number two. So I just want you to remember or familiarize, not only to familiarize, but to memorize the steps in getting or in using common monomial factoring in factoring polynomial expressions. Okay? So remember the steps. And it's very hard to really just memorize the steps or read it or read the steps without applying it so that it will be able for us to appreciate how to use the common monomial factoring in factoring polynomial expressions. So it is a need for us to really, what? To really apply it in a given example. So let's have an example. Factor 15x squared minus 9. This one. When, again, the first step that we're going on, not the first step, the first thing that we're going to do before we apply the common monomial factoring is to check. Check if there is GCF or GCMF. 15x squared and 9. Look at 15 and 9. Do they have common factors? Yes, they have. They're both divisible by 3. Therefore, we can use the common monomial factoring in here. So, step 1, find the GCMF. The GCMF is equal to 3. Or the GCF of the coefficient is 3, correct? 15 and 9, GCF is 3. So, I will highlight so that you can follow. 15 and 9, their GCF is 3 or GCMF. Another, step number 2. So since 3 is their GCMF, we divide them. Remember the step number 2? We divide them. So from 3, we divide 15x squared minus 9 by the GCMF, which is 3. So we can go to the next step, number 3. So we divide 15x squared minus 9, as you can follow in the solution. 15x squared minus 9, divide by 3, or all over, you read this one as all over 3, then you can just rewrite it as 15x squared divided by 3 minus 9 divided by 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Then copy x squared. That's why it's 5x squared. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Since the operation is negative, so negative. So minus. That's why our quotient in here is 5x squared minus 3. So done dividing. What's the next step? After you divide the given or the polynomial expression by the GCMF or its GCMF, what's next? You write it as a factor. How to write? So the factor, so since we will just write the factors or in factored form, the GCF is 3, as you can see, and then the quotient 5x squared minus 3, then you have it 5x squared minus 3. So this is already our factored form, our final answer. Okay, box your final answer. So any questions so far? You can just go to the comment section. You can post your question there. Mom Gonzalez will answer your question, or I can also answer your questions there in the comment section. Okay, so that is the application of the steps on how we do the common monomial factoring in factoring polynomial expression. So I will clear this up. And next, let's have another example, a lot of examples. I know you love a lot of examples. What about this one? 28a cubed minus 12a squared. Try to think. I'll give you time to factor it. Yeah, try. Don't be afraid to try. Just so easy. Just follow the steps. Step 1, find the GCMF. And the GCMF is 4a squared. Where did we get 4a squared, class, again? Get the GCF of 28 and 12. That is 4. Get the GCMF of a cubed and a squared. Since a squared has the least degree, so we follow a squared. That's why the GCMF is 4a squared. Next step, okay. Next step is you divide. You divide the GCMF to the expression. So 28a cubed divided by 4a squared, that gives you 7a. 12a squared divided by 4a squared, that gives you 3. So the operation is negative, so minus 3. And then you rewrite it in factored form. Sorry, this must be 4a squared, then 7a minus 3. So this is the factored form. I hope you have the same answer, class. I am expecting that you got it correctly. What about this one? What about if we have 3 terms? Oh, sir, that's difficult. It's 3 terms. Don't be afraid. The steps are just the same thing. Okay? So 15a minus 25b plus 20. First, get the GCMF, and it's 5. Step number 2, you divide 5. Sorry, I will clear it up first. You divide the GCMF to each term. 15a divided by 5 will be 3a. Negative 25b divided by 5 is negative 5b. 20 divided by 5 is 4. And, of course, after dividing it, write it in a factored form. The GCMF, which is 5, and also the quotient rather, after dividing it, which is 3a minus 5b plus 4. So this is the factored form. Who got it correctly? Okay. See, a lot of exams, so easy, right? Okay, so now, as long as you just listen, nothing is impossible. So let's have another example, more challenging. Number 3. 16x to the power of 5 minus 14x cubed plus 26x squared. Number 3. What do you think is their GCMF? Okay, the GCMF is 2x squared. After that, you divide it in each terms. What is the result? Okay, let's explain it. After getting your GCMF, that's why it's GCMF in factored form. You divide it in each term. 16x to the power of 5, divide it by 2x squared. That gives you 8x cubed. And negative 14x cubed, divide it by 2x squared. That gives you negative 7x. 26x squared, divide it by 2x squared. That gives you positive 13. Therefore, the factored form is 2x squared times the quantity of 8x cubed minus 7x plus 13. Any question? Just remember the steps and everything will be all right. Okay, pasa, all right. Okay. Now, oh, sorry. So that's how we do it. So that is how it goes, the common monomial factoring. So easy, right? As long as you will be able to know how to get the GCF and the GCMF, then it will be easier for you to do the common monomial factoring. Always remember, you can only use common monomial factoring when there exists a GCF or a GCMF. If there's none, then it can be, or we can use another factoring method. Okay? It depends upon the given. So do not forget to really master all of this, because these are the basic concepts in factoring before we go to our next form or another way of, or another type of factoring. So I hope you have fun with this video and learned a lot of things in this video discussion. So before we end up in our discussion, I would like to say thank you to all subscribers. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay? Thank you for listening and for subscribing. Do not forget to subscribe. Maybe you still forgot to subscribe this video. Click subscribe and click the the color yellow button, then so that you can be notified once there is another video discussion for my or in my channel related to mathematics. And aside from that, please share this video or my channel to your friends who are struggling in mathematics. Okay, this video is not intended only for those students who are good in mathematics, but also for those who are struggling in mathematics. Always remember, math is fun and interesting because there is something beauty in the world of mathematics. So have a good day. Have a great day. See you in my next video. Flex ko lang yung mga sections a while ago. Say hi and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Have a great day. Have a Kit Kat.